Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to our channel Sukoon FM English. We are listening Shadow King story. How was the story? Please comment in blue comment section. If you enjoy it, please share and like also. Today we listen 11th episode of The Shadow King. Now start. An innocent person knows about the innocence even if he does not say anything. A guilty person will still he guilt even if he denies. All he needed was a clear consequence. He knew that he had gone there to save someone. He did not need to explain this to everyone. He was not affected by the taunts of the world and the cold gaze of others. At this time, his heart was as strong as steel. Just then, when Pranav saw Samar coming in, he mocked him and said, "Oh, are not you Samar? Why did the police release you earlier?" Because he did not like Summer at all, so he wanted to trouble him. Summer also replied to him in a stem voice. I did not do anything wrong, so naturally I was released. Pranav laughed out loud after hearing this and said, I am dying laughing. If you did not do anything wrong, then what were you doing at the Kalspa? Summer replied, it is none of your business to know why was there. Since he had already decided to resign, he did not care about Pranav. On hearing this, Pranav's face turned sad. He decided to get Samar fired and said, Boy, you are a characterless man. Agarwal Industries does not need people like you. I will ask the sales director to fire you. Just then, everyone heard a voice. What is happening here? Everyone saw that it was Kiara's voice. When Kiara reached the company, she heard noise coming from the sales department and thus she decided to go inside the sales department. When Pranav saw Kiara coming, he ran to Kiara and said, See you, ma'am. You are here. Thank God you are here. You know, Samar went to the Kalspa last night and was caught by the police there. His character is not good. I say we should fire him for the job. He called Summer characterized in every possible way. What? Actually, he was working in the company. Thinking all this, Kiara raised her head and when she saw Summer standing in front of the department, a smile come on her face. She heard yesterday that people were boring hired in the sales department, but she did not expect her husband would be hired. She was well aware of Summer's case. He was wondering whether he should be fired or not. After all, Agarwal Industries was a big company, and its reputation was the very important. They should not allow a person with loose character like him stay in the company. Everyone around starting talking together. See you, ma'am. Fire him. A person like him should not be in our company. Yes, I am also in favor of fire him. Yes, fire him. We cannot let the whole basket get ruined because of one bad apple. Their only goal was to fire Samar and throw him out of Agarwal Industries. Kiara raised his hand to signal everyone to keep quiet and then went to Ira and asked, Director Ira, you are the director of the sales department. He is working under your department. What do you think? What should we do? Even though Kiara Agarwal wanted to fire Samar, this was the sales department, so she still needed Ira's opinion. Ira Mahajan was not happy to see everyone mocking fun of Samar. Even though Pranav's words were true, she still had doubts. The events that happened on the bus that day made her feel that Samar was a genuine person. If Samar had a bad character, why would he save her on the bus? So she said to Kiara, Ma'am, I don't know what happened last night, but I believe there must be a reason for Summer to go the spa. He is not a kind of person. I want to give him a chance. Ira Mahajan took a deep breath and this time she decided to help Summer. Kiara was shocked to hear Ira's words. She did not expect Iraj to speak for any ordinary employee. So she said in surprise, "Are you speaking in this favor?" Suddenly Prachi Desai also come out of the crowd and said in low voice, "See you, ma'am. I also hope that you can give Summer a chance on our request. Please don't fire him." She was an ordinary employee in the sales department, and her words did not matter much. However, Samar had helped her yesterday, so he naturally had to help her. Kiara Agarwal felt silent after hearing Ira Mahasan and Prachi Desai's words. She did not expect that her husband had even been in the company for only a day and two girls would speak for him. Moreover, one of them was the director of the sales department. Just then, Samar walked forward with a little smile and thanked Ira and Prachi, and saying, "Thank you both, but I have already decided to resign." When his wife did not trust him, Ira and Prachi trusted him. This made him a little emotional. He had fulfilled his wish of meeting Ira and Prachi once again before resigning. He was feeling very bad that he did not have money in this pocket. Otherwise, he would have given them a great treat. Then Pranav laughed sarcastically and said, "Ha ha ha, see you, ma'am. Now that he is resigning himself, it proves that he must have done something wrong." Many people around started looking at Samar with soon. They also felt that he was guilty. Suddenly, everyone heard a loud and clear voice. "Excuse me, is this the sales department of Agarwal Industry?" Just then, two big and tall police constables come in. Everyone was shocked to see the police. Everyone was afraid of the police. Kara forwarded a little and her pretty face was filled with confusion. Still, she said clearly and said, "Yes, this is sales department. Tell me, how can I help you?" Then a police constable asked, "Who is Mr. Samar in your sales department?" Kiara asked him, "Why are you looking for him?" The police constable replied to Kiara saying, "It is about the events that happened at the foot spa last night." Then Pranav come forward and excitedly pointed towards Samar and said, Sir, that is Samar. Have you come to arrest him?" When Pranav saw the two police officers, he was sure that they have come to arrest Samar. If they arrested this guy, Prachi Desai would be hitched. Hearing Pranav's words, the police constable frowned a little and looking at him with cold eyes and said, "Mr. Samar, we have come here to honor you a big being a good citizen. Thank you for saving Suhani from the Kalspa last night." Saying this, the police constable walked up to Samar and gave him a citizen award. Pranav was stunned. Did not they come to arrest this guy? Why did they give him a good citizen award instead? Pranav shook his head and doubled out the constable and said, "Constable, I think you have misunderstood. This man went to the Kalspa last night with dirty intentions. You guys should arrest him, but you guys are waving the flag of the bravery." The constable looked at Pranav coldly and said in an unfriendly tone, Mr. Samar is a model citizen. He went to the Skull Spa to help Suhani after finding a note left by a girl named Suhani last night. He put him on a trouble to save Suhani. Just then, Pranav wanted to say anything, but see, then The constable said in a slightly stern voice, "If you keep defaming Samarji like this, then let me tell you that he can file a defamation suit against you." The night before, Samar gave Inspector Jia Suhani's note. Jia rescued Suhani and found out that Suhani and some other girls kidnapped and brought to the spa. Following the clues given by Suhani, they caught a big gang involved in trafficking of girls. Everyone in the police station, including their senior officers, praised her a lot. Everyone was praising Jia, but the person who gave her the clue misunderstood her and insulted her a lot. So she was feeling bad. So today she sent those two constables to facilitate Samar. Now this Pranav wanted to excuse the person who was being praised by the entire police station. Was he looking for trouble? Just then Prachi came forward and said, "Wow, I knew that. Mr. Summer is not kind of person. He can't do any dirt work." His beautiful face was filled with happiness. Happily she waved his hand and her doe-like eyes was shining with joy. Ira standing next to her, cited she always believed in Summer, so it was good that for the police proved her right. Since he was innocent, the CEO should not fire him now. Ira's eye moved towards Kiara. She saw Kiara's beautiful facial expression changing frequently. She did not know what she was thinking. Kiara's eyelids were fluttering and her beautiful eyes was confused and she said to himself, "I misunderstood him." She was very regretful and somewhat angry. If this man was innocent and had gone there to save that girl, why didn't he tell me last night? But Kiara forgot this. She did not even give Summer a chance to say anything. Kiara's conflict face looked at Summer, and then she turned to walk out the sales department. Her personality was cold. Even though he realized that he had done wrong to Summer, he did not even try to say something. Summer wanted Kiara to oblige him, but Kiara was the CEO of the Agarwal Industries, the queen of the business world, and she had never apologized to anyone. The two police constables also gave Summer the bravery award, and then they too turned to leave. Then the people around Summer saw the bravery award, and the atmosphere there became awkward. They were all making fun of Summer, but in the blink of the eye, he got slapped on his face. These slaps on his face were making loud noises. The person who they all thought was characterless till now actually turned out to be a brave person. This made them a very uncomfortable and their faces turned red with embarrassment and they go get down to their work. As for Pranav, he too left the place as soon as he got to chance. He too felt that his reputation was falling. Then Samar took out the resignations letter which he had prepared and handed it over the Ira Majan and said, "Director Ira, this is my resignation letter. I hope you will approve it." What action will taking Ira? What will happen in the next? Stay tuned with Sukoon FM English. If you enjoyed the story, please like, share, and comment. Hello, my dear friends. How are you? Hope you are all okay. Welcome to our channel Sukoon FM English. Friends, if you enjoy the story, please like, share, and comment. Shadow King was the very interesting story. Please stay tuned and listening every day at 7 p.m. Today we listening 12th episode of the Shadow King. Secret son-in-law story. Let's start. Then Samar took out of the resignation letter when he had prepared and handed it over to Ira Mahajan and said, "Director Ira, this is my resignation letter. I hope you will approve it." Resignation? Ira suddenly said, and there was a look of confusion in her beautiful eyes. She tries to explain to Samar. "Samar, You were innocent and you did not do anything wrong. So there is no need for you to recognize. The company will also give you a bonus for your bravery. But Summer smiled lightly and said, Director Ira, there is no need for you to do this. I have already decided to resign, even though the police had proved him innocent. A rift had already developed between him and Kiara. He had told Kiara this morning that they will get a divorce by tomorrow. Now that it was already decided that he was going to take a divorce from Kiara, it was natural that he did not need to work anymore. He was the Shadow King. The entire underworld trembled at his name. He had his own respect and glory. Hira's beautiful eyebrows wrinkled after hearing this. She asked Summer to wait a bit. "Oh, wait a minute. I have to ask the CEO about this." And she went to Kiara with the resignation. After all, Summer had just received the Bravery Award. If he resigns now, it will affect the reputations of the company and the CEO. So he had to talk the CEO about it. 10 minutes later, Ira come back with Summer resignation letter. Her eyes were strange when she come to Summer and said, "Hey Summer, the CEO did not accept your resignation." Suddenly, Summer blurted out. He said in shock, "What? Did Kiara not accept my resignation?" He furrowed his brows. He was a little sad. He never thought that Kiara would actually not let him go. Kiara probably come to her senses and realized that she had done wrong to him. So she did not want to him to resign. Summer frowned. He said to himself, "Whatever happens, I will work here for today, only, and will not come from tomorrow. What will they do to me?" Thinking all this, he went back to his office desk. He had already decided that today will be the last day at work. Tomorrow, after the divorce, he will live indoor. He will never return to Agarwal industry since this was his last day. Summer was not in the mood to read more information about the company. So he took out his phone and started playing Candy Crush. Candy Crush was a big game. He crossed more than 30 levels in some time. Parachi Desai's desk was on Summer left. She looked around and saw that he was playing games. So she immediately warned him. "Samar, why are you playing game during work? If someone sees, your salary will be deducted." To be honest, the management of Agrawal Industries was very strict. Employees could not play game during work. If they were caught, their salary and year-end bonus could be deducted. If the matter was serious, they could be fired directly. From Praji's point of view, this kind of punishment was too harsh, so she could not understand Summer action. But Summer smiled slightly and continued his game and saying, "Nothing, I am just bored." It seemed like he had no intention of stopping, as far as getting fired for playing games at work is concerned. This is what he wanted. He wanted to leave Agarwal Industries and even resigned. But Kiara did not accept it, which made him very sad. Prachi's red lips raised a little and she whispered in Summer ears, "Okay, you worry. I won't tell anyone about this." She knew that Summer was probably in bad mood because he was falsely accused by others today. So it was understandable that he wanted to play a game to change his mood. When Prachi came close to Summer, he liked the smell of her perfume and smiled and said, "I like seeing you worrying about me like this. By the way, your perfume smells really nice." Now that Samar's wife did not love him, he liked it when someone was worrying about him. If Kiara loved him, she would never divorce him. And now that she is divorcing him, he can't blame her for anything. He could tell that Prachis liked him and he could flirt with this girl. She was very beautiful. She had a very little pretty face, cherry like lips, and her skin was as white as snow. She had a great figure that could attract anyone. Her beauty could make anyone go crazy for her. Hearing Smurf flirty talk, Prachi blushed. Her face turned red like tomato. Her heart was beating fast like a deer. She said to herself, Summer is trying to flirt with me, but why I am not feeling bad, and why I am feeling shy. She immediately looked down to hide the embarrassment on her face. While playing game like this, Summer had reached level 70 of Candy Crush. By then it was lunchtime too. All the employees of the sales department went go to the cafeteria on the first floor. Every day there was a lunchtime in Agarwal Industries for an hour. Summer and Prachi also went to the cafeteria. Summer sat a one place. Some time passed like this. Seeing Summer sitting motionless, Prachi Desai frowned and asked, What happened, Summer? Why are you not eating? Summer waved his hand to indicate. No, and said, I am not hungry. To be honest, the main reason was he did not have money to eat. Prachi Desai had bought food for him yesterday. He couldn't ask her to buy food again today. Just then Prachi told him, Okay, if you are not hungry, I will get you a cup of coffee. She smiled, loving, and walked to the coffee machine next to make up a coffee of instant coffee. But when she was about to give coffee to Summer, she tripped over her foot due to which she stumbled and cup of hot coffee in her hand fell on the Summer pant. Ah! Summer suddenly shouted and said while dusting his pant. Ah, it's hot, it's burned my leg. And he stood up from his place and started shaking his pants. What happened in the next? What was doing Prachi? Stay tuned only on Sukoon FM English. If you are enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share and leave a lovely comment. Hello friends, welcome to our channel Sukoon FM English. You are about to listen episode number 13 and we hope you enjoy it. If you do, please don't forget to like, share and let us know your thoughts in the comment. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never miss a new episode. Now let's begin the story. A look of fear appeared on Prachi's beautiful face. She had not expected that she would also stumble and split coffee on another person's pant. She apologized to Summer, saying, Oh, sorry. I didn't do it on purpose. Summer rolled his eyes and was at loss his word. What would he do if he got burnt? He found Prachi very careless. But Prachi was serving him coffee, and her intentions was good. He could not blame her. He was in such a state that he could not eat or split. He could only swallow. Even though he was angry, he couldn't say anything. Prachi panicked. She extended her soft white hand and tried to wipe the coffee off Summer pant, saying, Sorry, sorry, Summer. Wait, I will clean your pant. The space under the coffee desk was very small and could only accommodate one person. After Prachi went in, the space became even more cramped. Both of them was very close to each other. As Prachi come too close to Summer, he looked into Prachi's eye and felt his fragrance. It was extremely refreshing. This girl, whose face was pure, her skin was as white as snow, her cheeks were red with embarrassment, and she looked very attractive. She was sitting on the ground with her hands extended forward and was wiping the coffee on his pants. The place she was reaching was very awkward, and her face was red with embarrassment. This was the first time she had done something like this. It was very embarrassing. The more she thought about it, the more she felt that cannot get married in the future. In a few moments, her heartbeat increased manifold. Prachi, come on, you are the best. She was encouraging herself as she slowly wiped the coffee off from Samar's pant. So cute, Prachi was looking very cute. With embarrassed eye, and Prachi looked into Samar's eyes and saw a teasing look in his eyes. In today's time, it was not only difficult but impossible to find such innocent girl. Then suddenly they both heard a surprise voice, which frightened both of them. Someone said, "What are you guys doing?" Prachi turned around and found that it was Ira, who was looking at them in a surprise. She was stunned. When director Ira saw them, she definitely misunderstood them. Prachi's face turned red with embarrassment and she did not know what to say. She wanted to find a crack in the ground and go inside. Surprise was clearly visible on Ira's face. She saw Prachi bending down and touching Samar pant. Of course, she thought they were doing something wrong. He said angrily, "This is your workplace. How can you guys do all this in the office? Stop it right now, and if you want to do anything like this, next time go to a hotel." Hira glared at both of them and turned to leave the sales department. But she herself did not notice that there was a hint of jealous in her tone. Prachi face turned even redder after listening to Ira and she said sadly, "All this happened because of you. See, now Director Ira has misunderstood us." There was tears in her eyes and she was about to cry. Summer knew that Prachi was not thick-skinned like him. Looking at her, it seemed that if he did not console her, she would definitely cry in very next moment. So he consoled Prachi and said, "Okay, this is my fault. Don't worry, I will talk to Ira to make sure that this girl does not feel sad." He used his own trick to convince Prachi and talk to her for a long time to make her feel good again. Seeing them trying to each other like this, Ira kept looking at them with strange eyes the whole afternoon. She would something walk next to Summer and see what they are talking about, which would scare them and make them go silent. Time passed quickly. In a blink of eye, it was time to leave work. Summer walked out of the office. It was 8 p.m. and it was dark outside. LED lights were shining all around him. There were many people on the streets, old people doing yoga in parks and couples walking holding hands. When Samar passed by the D&D bar, he saw a girl in front of the bar saying left and right like a crab. He could fall anytime. Looking at her, Samar muttered here to himself, "Hmm, that girl seems to have quite drunk." The way she was walking, it was clear that the girl had drunk too much. Mostly boys and girls come to this bar to enjoy their happiness and get rid of their tiredness. Summer looked away and decided to leave. He did not want to interfere in others people's lives. He hated girls who drank alcohol anyway. But the next moment he froze as he saw two tall and well-built goons approaching the long-haired cult with a strange expression on their faces. He knew that these goons are often looking for drunk girls like this and harass them one by one. Some time ago, the news also reported at 12 in the night, a drunk girl was raped repeatedly by some goons. Finally, when the girls resigned consequence, she became sad, and in this sadness, She jumped down from the 20th floor and died when he had hit the ground. Summer said, flirting himself. I am a good person, a noble person. I cannot leave a girl traveling like this. And saying this, he walked toward the drunk girl. He didn't want anything bad to happen like this drunkard, especially by these two ugly men. All this time, the two white goons dragged the drunk girl inside the bar. The white goons on the left pulled the girl and put her into the front of his boss and said, Manoj bhai, this girl is very beautiful. His eyes were full of cruelty. Then Manoj bhai stopped him and said, No, no, if you listen to me, leave her. This girl is not as innocent as she looks. She is the one of our boss Cream Bhai likes. You better not touch her. A flash of fear appeared in his eyes. On hearing this name, the expression of the white goon's face changed. He repeated with her fear. Cream Bhai? Cream Bhai was the boss of the D&D bar. He was very powerful. Whoever messed with him, he broke all the bones. His enemies begged for death. If Cream Bhai wanted this girl, he could be touched her. Even though she was beautiful, he did not want to risk his life for a beautiful girl. Manoj stood up from his place and along with one of the goons started talking the girl to Cream Bhai. Everyone present in the bar saw that the girl was very beautiful and wanted to come and talk to her. But after seeing the face of the both the goons, they all sat in their place out of fear. They recognized that these two friends worked for Cream Bhai. In D&D bar, Cream Bhai reputation was very great. No one dared to touch the girl that Cream Bhai wanted. When Summer entered the bar, he heard loud noise. The music was very loud. The young boys and girls on the dance floor were dancing. They were drunk. The bar was the dance floor of young people. It was the favorite place of all the people who lived the nightlife. Dance, drink, flirt, open hotel rooms, these were everyone's favorite things in the bar. Summer stopped and started sharing. After walking a few steps, he stood in the front of those two boys. He blocked their way. Just then, one of those goons started at Summer and said, Hey, who are you? How dare you block my way? If you want to save, then move away from here. Summer put his hands behind and pointed towards the girl in a threatening tone and said to both of them, If you both want to safely, then let this girl go. Because the drunk girl had long hair and her head was bent down, her hair was covering her face. So Summer could not see how she looked and who she was. But the girl seemed familiar to him, as if he had seen her somewhere before. But those goons burst into laughter after hearing Summer's words. They were laughing, looking at Summer. This skinny guy was threatening him. This was the girl Cream Bhai wanted. How could he leave her before talking her to Cream Bhai? And what relation did this man standing in front of him have to leave this? If Cream Bhai even find out, he would kill him. So the goon threatening Summer again, saying, Kid, Cream Bhai wanted this girl. I suggest you leave. Otherwise, you won't be able to bear whatever happened to you. He thought the man in front of him definitely wanted to die. How dare he stop him? Both of them started at Summer. If they were not in a hurry to take this girl to Cream Bhai, those two goons would have taught Summer a lesson right away. Hearing their threats, Summer frowned and said in slightly stern but cool tone, You guys are lucky that this is not the Shadow Group. Otherwise, you two would have already become corpse. He hated people who made some threats, especially threats from thugs like these. In the Shadow Group, he once sneaked into a village and killed over 100 people and walked away without any injury. Those villages were full of armed residents and they were extremely powerful. Among all the contract killers in the world, he was the only one who could complete SSB level mission. Among the seven underworld kings in the world, he ranked first. When he raised his hand, the winds would blow and the clouds would move. He could see the whole world by raising his eyes once. He was the Shadow King, and people from all over the world said such things for him. He had gone through many storms and waves, ruling the Shadow Continent and shocking the whole world. But he was irritated by one thing, that was he hated being bullied by other people. In the Shadow Continent, anyone who dared to bully him were now in hell. In his eyes, these worthless people were like weak chickens. He had no strength to fight, unfortunately. This was India and he could not kill people whenever he wanted. If would attract the attentions to the national special departments, and that was not good for him at all. What will happen next? Stay tuned only on Sukoon FM English. If you enjoy the story, don't forget to like, share, and leave a lovely comment. Hello, friends, and welcome to our channel Sukoon FM English. You are about to listen to episode number 14, and we hope to enjoy it. If you do, please don't forget to like, share, and let us know your thoughts in the comment. And if you have not subscribed to channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never miss a new episode. Now let's begin the story. In his eyes, these worthless people were like weak chickens. He had no strength to fight. Unfortunately, this was India and he could not kill people whenever he wanted. It would attract the attentions to the National Special Department, and that was not good for him at all. But still, he couldn't control his anger anymore. So he angrily said to those two goons, "You dare to threaten me? Looks like you don't want to live anymore." Hearing Samar threats, those two goons turned their faces even more pale and their eyes were burning with anger. They were Cream Bhai's followers, who didn't know about him as Cream Bhai's left hand in the D&D bar. Soon Samar covered his nose and looked at those two men and insulted them. "Oh, which gutter are you both coming from? You both sing so bad. Stay away from me and let this girl go immediately. And you guys also leave from here quickly." Hearing him, the expressions on one of the two goons' face changed. It was none of other than Manoj, the boss of their fair goon. He had eaten stinky tofu tonight. It was his favorite thing to eat, and even though it was stinky, he found it was very tasty. The skinny goon next to him changed his face and said to Manoj Bhai, "Manoj Bhai, he is abusing you. He says you are stinky and asks you leave from here." Manoj finally realized that Samar was insulting him. He got even angrier now and shouted in anger, "Hey you, insult me. Now say what I do to you." Hmm. Manoj shouted in anger and tried to push Samar. The punch was very powerful and the punch sent to a huge force through the air. He was confident that he would definitely beat the man standing in front of him. And the people in the bar saw that Manoj's punch was about to hit Samar. So all eyes were on him and they all got ready to see a good show. They used to hang out in their bar often. They have seen a lot of fights like this and they allow it. Summer looked at Manoj with a silent smile and said, "That's all. You are so weak." It was like an ant trying to kill an elephant. Of course, in his eyes, Manoj was just an ant and he was the elephant. He stood still and held his right hand forward to catch Manoj's punch. No matter how hard Manoj tried to hit Summer, he couldn't even touch him. The people around them looked at Summer in surprise and said, "Oh, this young man definitely come from good background." Their eyes were full of curiosity and surprise. After all, in this D&D bar, there was no one who had the courage to fight these goons. Manoj's face turned red. He felt as if he had put his hand in sugarcane machine. His hand was hurting a lot. It felt as if his hand was brushing a big stone. His bones were about to break. Manoj tried to bear the pain in his hands and shouted at Samar. "Hey, hey you, leave my hand. Your mother." Due to pain, his face had become somewhat distorted and had turned the color of pig's liver. Samar became even more angry hearing abuse from his mouth and stared at Manoj and said, "You dare to insult my mother?" Samar's face was burning with anger and a fire was burning in his eyes. He didn't have a mother since childhood, so he felt very bad when people insulted his mother. This goon had enraged him. Pah! Summer let go of Manoj's hand and slapped him on his face, causing his face to swell. He even spat out one of his molar teeth. This slap was very hard. Everyone in the bar heard it and looked at the Summer in shock. Has this man lost his mind? He dared to hit Creams by his left hand. Did he not want to live anymore? Manoj shouted angrily. "You dare to kill me. Now you won't be spared." Summer was not affected by their threats and said seemingly, "Yes, I have killed you." Looking at his two men, Manoj said, "Hey, go and kill the bastard." Even though everyone around them was looking at those two goons with contempt, they thought that they were subordinates of Karim Bhai. None of them dared to help Summer. Even though they were sympathized with Summer, they did not want to see anything wrong happen to him. But no one was ready to mess with Karim Bhai for this stranger. On the other hand, there was no trace of fear in Summer's eyes. There was a light smile on his face and he was staring at those two goons. As soon as those two goons come close to him, suddenly he turned around and kicked both of them. Both the goons screamed in pain and flew backwards, more than 10 to 12 meters, and fell staging on the ground. Blood started coming out of their mouths and both of them could not stand for a long time. More than 10 to 12 meters with one kick. Even Cream Bhai's best martial art fighter probably won't be able to do this. So much strength. This boy turned out to be a monster. Everyone around them was shocked. When they saw Summers, their eyes filled with surprise. At first, they were worried for Summer, but now they felt bad for both those goons. Just by looking at the terrible condition of both the goons, it became clear that they were seriously injured. Looking at their condition, it was clear that both of them were not going to recover for a month and a half. Summer looked at Manoj and his two goons with cold eyes and said while sporting to Drunkard, "I am taking this girl with me, and if next time I see you guys forcing and misbehaving with the girl, I will break your legs. When Samar went near the drunkard, he felt a faint fragrance. But this kind of smell was not of any perfume, but of some kind of drug. It seems as if someone had given the girls a drug mixed with something. It was fortunate that Summer saved her, otherwise, anything could have happened to her today. Summer felt like he knew this girl, but her long hair was open and covering her face, so he could not recognize her. He extended his finger and removed the long hair from the girl's face, due to which her face came in front of him. As soon as he saw the girl, he immediately recognized her. Oh, it's Inspector Jia Shekhawat. When Samar saw the girl's face clearly, he was shocked and almost jumped. Jia Shekhawat was a capable officer of the police force of Indore. She was the one who arrested Samar last night. Jia was completely drunk and had no idea what she was doing. Her face showed nervousness and said drunkenly, I am very hurt. Whatever it is, Samar has been a good person. To be honest, Samar had a little resentment towards Jia since the last time she arrested him. He wanted to let her go after seeing her face, but he understood that once he left, anything could happen to Jia. And because of her hot headedness, when she woke up next day, she would definitely jump off a building to commit suicide. No matter how much Summer disliked this girl, he didn't want to see her destroyed, especially by these goons. The fight between Summer and those goons had created a lot of noise and lot of screams, which alerted everyone in the room. Some left the room. Their boss was strong man and he was at least 6 feet tall. The man was wearing a black kurta. His muscles were bulging and he had a knife cut on his face from the forehead to the corner of his mouth. He looked deadly and scary, and everyone could tell at the first glance that he was not kind. So, friends, what will Karim Bhai do next? Stay tuned with Sukoon FM English to find out. If you enjoy the story, please like, share, and comment. And also subscribe our channel Sukoon FM English. Hello, friends, and welcome to Sukoon FM English. You are about to listen to episode number 15, and we hope to enjoy it. If you do, please don't forget to like, share, and let us know your thoughts in comment. And if you have not subscribed to channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon also, so you never miss a new episode. Now let's begin the story. Manoj saw the man coming out and shouted loud. Karim bhai, this man is talking the girl like you, and he beat us up. He beat us up. We were bringing that girl to you. You have to take revenge for us. This man with cuts on his face was none other than Karim Bhai, the owner of D&D bar and the boss of their goons. After hearing what Manoj said, Karim Bhai's face changed. His eyes glowed with anger. In Indore, everyone knew his name. D&D bar was one of the most famous bar in the Indore. Even though it was a bar, Karim Bhai was running something else under this its guise and would frequently do illegal things in the bar like smuggling girls, selling drugs, escorting weekly payments and protection money, etc. Zia was a police inspector and she was recently investigating D&D bar. Zia already had some evidence and it was going to take her much time to completely destroy D&D bar. But Karim Bhai has his eye everywhere. He was very scared to hear the news of Zia's investigations because he had done a lot of illegal things. If he was arrested, he would have to go to jail, and if did not go well, he could be hanged. To survive, Karim Bhai decided to take a risk and bribed Jia Shekhawat's friend to put drugs in her drink and wanted to make her video viral to ruin her reputation. He did not expect Summer to intervene. Karim Bhai raised his eyebrows and a flash of anger was seen in his eyes. He stared at Samar angrily and said, "Hey boy, I don't care who are you. Leave this girl and how and bow down in front of me and apologize and go. Otherwise, you don't blame me later." Samar was in his bar right now, and Karim Bhai could do anything. His main goal was to stop Ziaz from taking any decision. He wanted to give Samar a chance to live, and if he did not agree, then he would think what to do with him. Samar also stared at Karim Bhai with cold smile and said, "You want me to bow down? What do you think are you?" People around them were discussing and looking at Samar with mocking eyes. What nonsense! Has this man lost his mind? Messing with Karim Bhai? Oh yes, Karim Bhai is the boss of D&D bar after all. Anyone who opposes him becomes disabled now. Rumors has it Karim Bhai won the second place in the boxing championship. One of his punches has the force of 100 kilos. In their eyes, if anyone opposes Karim Bhai, they will not end well. This madman, even if he does not die, his condition will definitely worsen today. After hearing Samar insult him in public, Karim Bhai's face became hard as stone. A murderous look flashed in his eyes, and he stared at Samar and said, "Kid, you are courting death." To survive in society, the most important thing was reputation. Karim Bhai knew that everyone around him was watching him. He must break Samar's hand and legs today. Otherwise, no one will respect him in future. For people like them, reputation and respect are often more important than money. Karim Bhai hit the ground with a forceful kick at his right foot. He immediately leaped towards Samar like a ferocious tiger, and in a blink of an eye, he was right in front of Samar. He glowered, raised his hand, and swung a powerful punch towards Samar. His punch had a lot of power. Once he swung the punch, a loud sound filled in air. He felt that his attack would surely warham the boy standing in front of him and cause him serious injury. Samar smiled with a cold smile and said, "You are digging your own grave." Saying this, he raised his right punch to hit Karim and swung it towards Karim Bhai as fast as lightning, and as soon as his punch collided with Karim Bhai's punch, Karim Bhai's body bounced and hit wall 50 meters away, creating a dent in the wall. Karim Bhai screamed, "Oh, my hand!" His hand was completely broken, revealing the white bone inside, not just the punch. His whole arm was broken up to the shoulder, so his bones were visible. If he had fought Samar with strength, he would have died for sure. Seeing Karim Bhai's condition, everyone around him trembled. Whoever eyes were watching all this, they were all filled with shock. Karim Bhai was in second place in the boxing tournament in Indore. He had a lot of strength, but he lost to the young man in front of him. If they didn't see it with their own eyes, they would definitely not believe it. Samar laughed coldly like a god of war and walked towards Karim Bhai. The Karim Bhai dared to drug Jia. He wanted to die. He must have hurt many girls too. So Samar decided to teach him in an unforgettable lesson. Seeing Samar coming towards him, Karim Bhai, while trying to bear his pain, shouted to his men standing around him, "What are you guys looking at? Go, kill this man." Hearing Karim Bhai's order, those men took out their sticks and moved towards Samar. But Karim Bhai fought that when one voices a shadow king, no matter how many peoples there are, anyone will die. Because this was not a fight of this level. Samar attacked them with a foot and blew 4 or 5 people away. He only had to kick 3 times, which sent more than a dozen people flying. Some of them broke their arms and legs, and they all lost their ability to fight. Karim Bhai finally got scarred seeing Samar's horror. His face turned as white as paper, and he begged Samar for mercy, saying, "No, no, no, didn't hit me. Don't hit me." Now he finally understood that he had tried to move a mountain with a kick. He regretted it a lot. If he could go back in time, he would never mess with Samar. Then Samar said with a devilish smile, "It is illegal to kill people. I will not kill you." Saying this, he raised his right foot and stepped hard on Karim Bhai's thigh. Ping! There was a sound of bones breaking. Karim Bhai's thigh bones were shattered. He will never to able to hurt a girl again. Ah! Karim Bhai screamed and fell unconscious. The faces of all the people around them changed. Their eyes were full of fear and a shiver ran down their spines. The devil! It was the devil! The crowd dispersed and moved as far as they could. They were all afraid that they might get angry at this terrible devil because of something he said. Seeing the sacred crowd scattering around, Samar rolled his eyes and thought to himself, "Oh, I that scary. I'm only too controlling. If this was in the shadow group, I would have smashed the heads of Cream Bhai and these people. They have only injured me too a little." His eyes suddenly went to Zia and he saw that Zia's eyes had become blurry and her eyes were moving round and round. This meant that the fact of drug was wearing off. Samar grabbed Zia Shekhawat and said, "Inspector, control yourself," and walked out to the bar with her. He took Zia to a hotel in chaos. Inside the hotel room, panic was clearly visible on Zia's face, and she said loudly, "Hot, I am very hot. I am feeling hot." Saying this, she folded her clothes. She was too drunk to know what she was doing. Her face was red as cherry and she looked even more beautiful because she was drunk. She looked even more alluring in the red dress. Her skin was white as snow. Anyone who saw her could not control themselves and would definitely want to do something. Looking at Zia's attractive figure, Samar tried to control his emotions and said to himself, "No, no, 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 Samar. I can't get carried away like this." Samar praised himself and said to himself, "Yes, yes, I am always an honest boy. I can't disgrace my majesty and powerful image." He then got 9 silver needles and pierced them into 9 acupuncture points on Zia Shekhawat's body. Using this special method, he naturalized the effect of the drug in her body. Although he liked beautiful girls like Jia, he didn't like people taking advantage of drunk people. If he did that, what a difference would be there between him and street thugs like Cream Bhai. Even though he could never touch a girl against her well, and if he did anything like that, he would do it when Jia was sober, not when she was drunk. He had his own principles. After the effect of the drug wore off, Jia suddenly sat up. Her face was red, and her eyes looked confused. She had drunk too much alcohol. What will Samar do next? Stay tuned with Sukoon FM English to find out. If you enjoy it, please like, share, and comment. Hello, friends. Welcome to our channel Sukoon FM English. We listen a English novel story, Shadow King. If you enjoy the story, please like, share, and comment also. If you visit the first time, please press the subscribe button and press bell icon also. Now today we listen episode number 16, Shadow King. Let's begin. Summer asked worriedly, "Hey, are you okay?" He was afraid that something might go wrong. "Vomit, vomit." Jia suddenly started vomiting alcohol, water, and everything else in her stomach. and spat it on Summer. His own clothes were also wet. Staring at the alcohol on her body, Summer shouted angrily. What the hell was that? She was a beauty, a natural beauty, who would make all men go crazy for her. Then she actually vomited on him. The little good image that Summer had in her eyes was gone. After vomiting a few times, Zia stopped anymore. Her head turned to the other side and she passed out. This was probably comforting for Jia. However, Summer was not at all comfortable with her body covered with alcohol. Summer had no choice but to take off his clothes, exposing his strong muscle. There was marks in on his back, each one very deep. In a while, he put all his clothes in a washing machine and then he looked at Jia's said, "Let me help you wash your clothes too." His eyes lit up. He took off Jia's clothes and put them in the washing machine. What a great figure and fair skin. Imagine yourself. At this time, Summer once had the urge to turn into a beast. But thinking that he should not take advantage of others, he controlled himself. He praised himself again and saying, "What a good man I am, man." Summer took a quiet and covered it on Zia Shekhawat. He lay down next to her and fell asleep. It was 8 in the morning. The sun had just risen. Oh, a scream broke a piece of the hotel room. Zia suddenly opened her eyes, and when she saw that there was not a single piece of cloth on her body, she let out a shrill and sad scream. Anger was clearly visible on Zia's beautiful face. She shouted angrily, "Hey, scoundrel! I will kill you! I will not leave you alive!" She was mercilessly attacking Summer. Summer woke up from Zia's attack and sadly tried to stop Zia. He tried to stop Zia and said, "Inspector, why are you hitting me?" Zia's beautiful face was burning with anger, which wanted to burn Summer to death. She shouted angrily, "You have tried to take advantage of me while I was drunk. What else should I do if you not kill you?" She did not have any boyfriend till now, and she had not even let anyone touch her. Summer had already stolen his first kiss, and today, how can she not get angry? Summer frowned a little and justified himself loudly. "Oh, hey, I did not do anything like that you do. Don't excuse me to such false accusation. I am a good man. I saved your life last night. You are framing me." Just then Jia stared at him in anger and said, "Bastard, if you did not touch me, then where did my clothes go?" Samar looked into her eyes and said, "I am good person, believe me, I have done nothing wrong." Jia did not listen to Samar, just shouted, "Don't talk nonsense. You defame me. I will kill you." Jia's pretty face turned red. She waved her hands, glared at him like a lion's, and ran towards Samar. Her ferocious look showed that she would not stop until she taught Summer a lesson. Summer was a little angry. This girl was really stupid. Was she retarded? He also got angry and said, "Go to hell. Don't believe me? If a tiger does not hunt, you people think it is a wet cat." He swung his hand and pressed Jia Shekhawat on the bed, slapping her cheek. Jia Shekhawat's pretty face turned even redder and she scolded Summer. "You bastard! How dare you slap me?" Summer stared at her again and said, "You are shouting at me again and still adamant. Taking it easy." Summer hit her a dozen times until he got tired. He said, "Still you are dare to scold me." Jia said angrily, "No, not anymore. But you did not treat me right. I will not forgive you." Hearing her, Samar shook his head and thought to himself, what a foolish girl you are. He knew that Jia was a good police officer and have a lot of power. If this girl had a grudges against someone, she would definitely get into trouble. To reduce this trouble, he thought it necessary to make the dim-witted girl understand. Samar frowned and remained Jia Shekhawat. Hey, try to remember. You were drunk last night and someone dragged you at the bar. I was the one who saved you from the goons. Hear his words. Jia frowned thinking about it. She was drinking with friend at the bar last night and she felt that her body had become very weak and her mind was spinning. She thought that two goons had caught her. It was Samar who saved her. The reason for Jia's anger was that when she was woke up, she did not have a single piece of clothing on her body, and she thought that Samar had done something wrong to her. That's why she got angry. After knowing the whole thing, there was a complicated expression on Jia's beautiful face. The young man standing in front of her had not done anything to her. He had saved her life, but still she had seen him without clothes. She held her head and both hands and said, everything is over. How will I face people in the future? Jia was the head of the police station in Indore, a policewoman who was admired by many people. Jia Sikhat's beautiful face looked cruel. She waved her hands and angrily told Samar, if you tell anyone anything about today, I will not leave you alive. It was true that Summer had seen her without clothes. It was have a very bad effect on her. And if this secret is revealed, she will be disgraced. So she threatened him not to say anything. When Summer saw that Zia's had claimed down, now he also promised her. Be rest assured, I promise that this is only between you and me. I will not tell anyone. 3 minutes later, Jia Shekhawat got dressed and walked out to the hotel with Summer. Her figure was beautiful and attractive. Jia stared at Summer fiercely and said, I don't want to see your face anymore. If you want your safety, don't come in front of my eyes again. After saying this, she turned and left from there. She really don't not want to see this man again. Suddenly, Summer remembered that yesterday he had told Kiara that he will divorce her today. He slapped her head and said, oh shit, how can I forget? Kiara will kill me. He had really forgotten about it. Kiara should not misunderstood her again. She always misunderstand him. Anyway, they were getting divorced. He will go his way and she will go her way without caring about each other. Summer muttered and walked towards Kiara's villa. Divorce happened just a day after marriage. Indore city was really number one in the speed. Half an hour later, Summer returned to villa number 30. He saw Kiara's wedding for them both outside the door in the cold and their marriage certificate, residence proof, and ID card. Even though Kiara was wearing a black formal suit that covered her fair skin, long legs, and fit figure, she still looked like a white angel. Summer walked up to her and said, okay, let's get a divorce. Kiara was a little shaken by Summer's words and tried to make herself look decent. To be honest, she wanted to divorce from him from the very first day. She didn't even want to marry him. She had even told Summer that she would divorce him in 4 months, however. Now that they were actually going to get a divorce, she felt a little uneasy. She was not sure if marrying him was very right or not, but she was sure that she had wrongly accused Summer of visiting a supper. Keras took out a check of 10 million rupees and extended it to Summer with her slender figure, saying, This is the check of 10 million rupees. Just think of it as divorce alimony. She had thought that she would not give anything to Samar, but he had already kicked her out. But because he had falsely accused her, she did not feel good and decided to make up for it by giving him money. What was will next Samar? Listen tomorrow episode. Friends, if you enjoy the story, please like, share and comment in comment below section. Hello friends, welcome to our channel Sukoon FM English. You are about to listen episode number 17 and we hope you enjoy it. If you do, please don't forget to like, share and let us know your thought in the comments. And if you have not subscribed to channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never miss a new episode. Now let's begin the story. Kiara took out a check of 10 million rupees and extended it to Summer with her slender fingers, saying, "This is check of 10 million rupees. Just think of it as divorce alimony." She had thought that she would not given anything to Summer, but he had already kicked her out. But because he had falsely accused her, she did not feel good and decided to make up for it by giving him money. But Samar looked at her with disdain and did not take the check. He said without any emotion, "Okay, let's go to the Civil Service Bureau. I will leave here after completing the paperwork." Does she think that money can buy feelings? If he took the check, he would become a bad boy. Samar was the shadow king of the shadow group, who got a reward at least 10 billion for a mission. What value can 1 million have to him? Kiara Agarwal smiled softly as she walked toward her car and gestured Summer to follow her. "Okay, then get in my car. It's better for both of us to get divorced as soon as possible." If he did not take money, it was his wish. It did not matter to Kiara. As far as man's so-called dignity was concerned. So found all this a joke. Could she buy anything with dignity? Absolutely not. Only money could buy something. Kiara opened the car door and get into the driving seat. After Summer seat next to her, she started the car and drove towards the Civil Service Bureau. Kiara usually drove there in a half an hour, but today, due to some reason, the road was crowded. It took her half an hour to cross with one road. Kiara Agarwal furrowed her eyebrows and sat with a suspicious expression on her beautiful face. Hmm, was there some construction work going on ahead? Why are there barricades on the road? She still remembered that yesterday there was no crowd on the road at all. How did the construction work start suddenly? If we could not get out of this road, now she had only one way out. She could turn the car around and take another route to reach the destination. That route passed through an old locality and the streets were very narrow and crowded. The area was an old, low class area, full of suspicious people like beggars, goons, shopkeepers, and thieves. The police rarely patrolled the area. When their car reached the area, an old man suddenly came there, lay down on the ground and started screaming in front of their BMW. "Hey, Madhala! Hey! Hey, what happened?" Ah! Even though the old man had a white beard and looked to be over 60, he shouted at Kiara in a loud voice. "Your car hit me! Your car hit me!" Hearing the old man, all the people of the area come out and surrounded the car. One shouted at Kiara, "Do you even know how to drive? How come you knock down an old man?" Another said, "If you don't know how to drive, don't drive." Then one of them out went too far. "Woman don't know how to drive. Look, she hit an old man. Hey girl, now compensate him." Everyone was badly insulting Kiara's Agarwal. Kiara and Samar got down from the car and stood next to the old man. Samar showed that Kiara's face was turning pale. Then Kiara said in panic, "I did not hit him. He stumbled and fell on his own." She was absolutely sure that it was a complete scam. The car did not even touch the old man. The old man stumbled on his own. Kiara was angry at that time. She was angry not only because of the old man, but also because of Summer. He was standing next to her and silently watching everything instead of helping her. Summer frowned. He did not have time to think about what Kiara was thinking at that time because he was staring at the old man's arm. Summer found that old man's arm was irregularly strong, which did not look like an old man's arm at all. It looked like an arm of 35 to 40-year-old man. In addition, he showed a small skull tattoo the size of a coin on the old man's arm that looked almost like a group identification mark. As the Shadow King of the Shadow Continent, Summer was familiar with all the underground forces in the world. The Skull Killer group was one of the top four killer groups, also known as the Skeleton League. The group's killer was skilled in techniques such as disguise, using deceit and hiding. Undoubtedly, this man was definitely one of them. Summer suddenly became alert when he saw that a killer man, the Skeleton League, was actually in Indore. The old man was then yelling while moving his hand inside the cloth and pretending to show her the wounds. "God, you hit me. If you don't believe me, I can show you my broken ribs." In reality, he was hiding his weapon, confusing her in his words. Kiara shouted angrily, "Nonsense! My car didn't even touch you." On the other hand, Summer got goosebumps as he realized that old man has grabbed his weapon. He pushed Kiara Agarwal and shouted loudly, "Be careful, Kiara!" And Summer himself rolled on the ground. He tried to hide Kiara behind him. When he tried to hide Kiara, he accidentally touched her as they were very soft. Kiara's face suddenly turned red and she was unable to move. She was so angry, and when she was about to show her anger, she suddenly heard the sound of a gunshot. There was a mark of the bullets where Kiara was standing. The person who fired the bullet was the old man. When the people standing in the crowd heard the gunshot, everyone's faces turned pale and they all started screaming and running. "Shot fired, run!" All the residents were living in a peaceful city. This was the first time they heard a sound of gunshot. They were all scared and trying to run as far as possible to avoid harm. It is good to experience danger sometime, but someone's life matter more. Kira Agarwal was confused at this time. She kept blinking her eyes and her whole body was shaking. She said, trembling, what is happening?" Summer looked at the old man standing far away and whispered, "That man is trying to kill you." Kiara was shocked to hear Summer's words. She said in panic, "What? He is trying to kill me?" Kiara was not able to close her mouth either. She looked at Summer with confused eyes. Does not happen only at dramas. How only this possible in reality? If it was for the bullets, she would have hardly believed that she and Summer was in danger. Thanks to Summer, who saved her life by pushing him away. She couldn't even imagine what would have happened to her if Summer had not saved her. Thinking about Summer, who just saved her life, Kira Agarwal kept blinking, her eyes with a complex expression on her face. What will Kiara do next? Stay tuned with Sukoon FM English to find out. If you enjoy the story, please like, share, and comment. Hello, friends, and welcome to our channel Sukoon FM English. You are about to listen episode number 18, and we hope you enjoy it. If you do, please don't forget to like, share, and let us know your thought in the comment. And if you have not subscribed to channel yet, make sure hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never miss a new episode. Now let's begin the story. Summer eyebrows frowned slightly and he asked the old man in a cold voice, "Are you from the skeleton lake?" The old man laughed and said, "You are very smart, but no matter how smart are you, you will be not able to save Kiara Agrawal. She has to die today." Saying this, the old man wiped his face and his hand, and slowly the fake yellow skin on his face come off, revealing his real and terrifying face. This man had really disguised himself, seeing his real face. It was clearly visible that he was a 35 to 40-year-old man. Kiara got up from the ground and frowned her eyebrows. Her beautiful face was covered with indifference. She asked the man, "Who are you, and why do you want to kill me?" She knew that she had many enemies in the business world. She had received threats earlier also. Once her car was even broken into, and many times spies were also sent to her company. But this was the first time when someone tried to shoot her. People used to send their spies to her company to steal her business so that they could copy her jewelry design. But this time it was not a simple attack. Rather, they wanted to kill her. The attacker replied to Kiara's word and said, "Miss Kiara, someone is giving me 5 crore rupees to cut off your hand, and I am just doing this work for money." And he again pointed the gun to at Kiara with a cold smile. But then Samar moved from his palace and he stood in front of Kiara and hid Kiara behind me. He could not let anything happen to Kiara. Even though he was about to divorce the girl, they had not divorced yet, so even if it was just on paper, Kiara was still his wife. So obviously he could not leave Kiara to die like that. Seeing Samar jump in front of her, Kiara's pretty face changed. Her heart skipped a beat. Yes, the man in front of her was her husband. But ever since they got married, Kiara had looked at him with love. She never respected him. But now that Kiara was in danger, the man she considers a love life still jumped in front of her to save her. This was despite knowing that the man in front of her had a gun that could kill someone. For her, he was even ready to give up his life. Kiara's heart was shaken. There was a moment when she was also wanted to cry. She, it was always said that girls are emotional creatures. It wasn't a lie. Summer hid her behind him and this made her very emotional. The middle-aged man smiled cloudly. His eye filled with disdain. He threatened Summer to intimidate her. "Son, you want to able a hero and save this girl. I am afraid you might get yourself killed." But Summer was not affected by this threat. He smiled slightly. "No, no, I just want to see how strong the skeleton link man is." His eyes were full of pride. He was a man of the skeleton lake. And even if the head of the skeleton lake come, he was nothing in front of him. Once the shadow got angry. There would be corpses within 1,000 miles radius. This was the worst nightmare of all the shadow group members. Hearing his word, the middle aged man put his finger on the trigger and got ready to shoot and said angrily, "Okay, then get ready to die." He was about to shoot when, in the blink of an eye, Summer disappeared from his eyes. The middle aged man rubbed his eyes and looked from left to right but couldn't find him. His face changed and sweat started to flow from his forehead. Then suddenly a teasing voice came from behind in the middle aged man. "Are you looking for me?" The middle aged man suddenly turned around the found that Summer was standing behind him. He was shocked as if he had seen a ghost. He said nervously, "How did you come behind me?" This man was so fast that he didn't even get a chance to do anything. Summer extended his right hand and immediately snatched the middle aged man's gun. He disassembled all the parts of the gun, and in an instant, the gun turned into a pile of the parts and fell into the ground. He saw fear on the middle aged man's face. After looking at Summer closely, the middle aged man finally remembered the man in front of him was the Shadow King. He had seen him in a photo before. He laughed and said softly, "Oh, you are the Shadow King." The man was scared. He was about to say something when Summer grabbed his hand and pulled him towards her and grabbed his neck. She whispered into a man's ear, "You know too much." Summer pressed the man's neck with a little force. They heard a catch sound on his neck broke, his body falling slowly to the ground. Even though he didn't want to kill anyone, this man recognized him, so it was only right to kill him. Or if his identity was revealed, he would have to face the insane leader of the Skeleton League and the other members as well. Just then, Summer felt something. He tried to smell something and said, "The smell of gunpowder." He can there still be the smell of gunpowder in the air. Summer could smell the smell of the gunpowder from a distance. He had obviously killed the attacker before, but he could still smell the gunpowder in the air. This smell was so strong that it was stronger than the smell coming from the this man gun, like coming from a sniper gun. Then he suddenly noticed that there was a red dot near Kiara's heart. He immediately said, "A red dot? Oh no, sniper!" Samar's face changed. His eyes was full of surprise. The red dot on Kiara's heart was when where the sniper was aiming. Reckless. He was really reckless. At this moment, his heart was filled with guilt. He had originally thought that it was just a middle aged man who had come to attack Kiara. He had not even thought that there could be a sniper. The sniper could kill anyone no matter how far away. It was a creature like could kill people with a single shot. If the sniper was aiming at Summer, with his fast speed, he could naturally avoid it. But the sniper was actually aiming at Kiara. Kiara was a common man. She had no way to escape from it. If the sound of a bullet was heard, Kiara would die without a doubt. Just then, there was a sound of gunshot, and on hearing the sound, Summer shouted, "Kiara!" His facial expression changed and he ran towards Kiara. He suddenly hugged Kiara, holding her safely in his arm. The bullet came straight and hit Summer's shoulder. Suddenly, a stream of blood came out, which instantly turned his cloth red. Some blood also spilled on Kiara's beautiful face. Summer grabbed Kiara and rolled on the ground. He, along with Kiara, ran into a deserted shed which was not far away. Behind them, two or four more bullets were fired. It was good that he ran fast, otherwise, he would have to get shot again to save Kiara. This shed was a junkyard. There was only one room there. This room was filled with junk all around. There was also a bed. The owner was not there probably. He had gone to collect more recycling. After the two of them went in, the sniper outside continued to shoot. It seemed like he was searching for two of more them like crazy. Seeing Samar covered in blood, Kara's pretty face became panicked. Kara said nervously, "You lost a lot of blood. We have to do something soon." This girl was usually arrogant, was now behaving like a panicked little girl. If this kind of assassinations attempt was made on a normal person, he would probably have fainted already. But Kiara was the CEO of a big company after all. She had seen big storms and waves. Even though she was panicked, at least she didn't faint. She was just a little worried because she did not know what to do. Summer's face was very pale and he could hardly talk. He mustered up courage and said to Kiara, "It's not a big deal. First of all, stop panicked and quickly find a small knife and something to light a fire. I have to remove the bullet from my shoulder. This bullet is poisonous. If it is stay inside for long, the poison will separate throughout the body." When he was shot, he realized that this bullet was not a normal bullet, but it was an anesthetic pill. It had anesthetic in it, and it was making him unconscious. If he didn't remove the bullet as soon as possible, he would faint from the anesthetic. And if the sniper come in after he fainted, it would kill both of them. Kiara's pretty face changed a little and she started looking for a knife, a lighter, and a piece of a gauge in the room. In no time, Kiara found a thin knife and an old lighter. Also, she did not find any gauge, but found a cloth that Summer could tie on his wound. She ran and bought at his stuff to Summer. Summer knew that had little time. The sniper could come at any moment. She had to take out of this bullet quickly. He used a lighter to heat up the small knife and clean it. And then he took off his cloth in front of Kiara's shocked gaze. He stubbled his shoulder and ripped his skin and took out the bullet inside. And then he cleaned the wound and wrapped a piece of cloth over it. Seeing Summer take off the bullet, Kiara's covered her red lip with her little hand. Surprise clearly visible in her eyes. This man was really very strong. He was taking out bullets with a knife without any wrinkle. She was even more surprised when she saw the crisscrossing marks on his back. The marks were the medals of a man telling to of extraordinary experiences. Kiara felt some inexplicable sadness in her heart. She suddenly realized that she knew very little about Summer. All she knew that he lived aboard. Apart from this, she did not know anything about what he did, what he does. Kiara blinked and looked at Summer and asked, "Why do you save me?" There was a complicated expression on her beautiful face. She knew that if this man had not taken a bullet of her, she would have already died. Summer tried the note and lightly replied to her, "I promise, Grandpa, that I will always take care of you after marriage." He had promised his dying grandfather that he would marry Kiara and take good care of her. He was a man of his words. Since he had promised Grandpa, even if he died, he would take care of Kiara as long as she was his wife. So even if he was injured, he wouldn't let Kiara get even a scratch. He did not want to disappoint his late grandfather. Of course, If they got divorced and he left Indore, naturally he didn't need to keep this promise. Nor did the need to take care of Kiara. Disappointment spread across Kiara's beautiful face. He said softly, "It was your grandfather wish." She thought that Samar would say she fall in love with him. So he saved him. But he was only doing it because of the promise he made of his grandfather, which made her very upset. But at the same time, she also regretted divorcing this man in front of her. It was obviously wrong to be in contact with him for just 2 days, not know anything about him, and dislike him based on her own impression. But fortunately, because of the attack, they had not gone to the Civil Affair Bureau. Naturally, they had not divorced yet. They were still legally husband and wife, and she still had a chance to get to know Summer. When Summer saw the pill, her expression suddenly changed. There was a black poisonous spider pattern on the pill. He said as soon as he saw the pill, the poisonous spider pill. Poisonous spider pill had an anesthetic effect and were extremely rare. He knew that only one person in the whole world had poisonous spider pill, and that was poisonous spider himself. Poisonous spider was a professional killer, ranked third on the list of the contract killers, and only Tiger King had poisonous spider. He had already understood that the attack must have been planned by Tiger King, and he was the target. These people attacked Kiara first because they knew that if they attacked Summer directly, he would survive. But if they attack Kiara, who is a commoner, who is a much easier target and does not know how to avoid attack, Summer will be forced to save her, and once he jump into the Kiara save, he will definitely get hurt too. In this, Tiger King, is it his poisonous spider? And is this her conspiracy? Summer eyes were cold. He had already sentenced these two men to death in her heart. Then she felt something. She was someone slowly walking towards them with light steps. He immediately whispered to Kiara, "Kiara, you hide in a corner." Kiara hid in a corner as soon as she heard her, and Summer himself started waiting for the poisonous spider. Kiara expressed her concern and said, "You also take care of yourself." Expressions of worry were clearly visible on her beautiful face. She knew that she could do nothing except hiding in a corner. So she quickly hid so that Summer would not face any trouble because of her. Just then there was a loud explosion. Summer saw that a wooden door was opened with a force. He was looking in the direction when a bullet was fired towards him. Summer heard the bullet and quickly moved to his left and dragged it right where Summer was standing. A golden bullet hit in the ground with a loud noise. The bullet was the size of a coin. It created a crater when it fell on the ground and smoke was coming out of it. If Summer had been hit by the bullet, he would have died. But luckily he survived. Surprise was clearly visible in Summer's eyes as he looked at the crater in the ground. He muttered in surprise, "What a perfect shot!" The speed of the bullet was very fast and the accuracy was very high. Ordinary people could be killed with just one bullet. Only a king like him could dodge it. Then three more bullets suddenly fired in the air with a shrill sound that cut through the air and headed towards Summer. Firing three bullets simultaneously at the some target was the special move of the poisonous spider. There were countless powerful men in the shadow group who lost their lives because of this move of each. At that moment, Samar smiled and mocked him. Play a trick with me? He stumped his right foot on the ground, leaving a mark on the cement. Obviously, the force was very powerful. What will Samar do next? Listen tomorrow's episode. If you enjoy the episode and the story, please like, share, and comment the story, and also subscribe our Sukoon FM English channel. Hello friends, welcome to our channel Sukoon FM English. Today we listen episode number 19. If you visit the channel first time, please subscribe our channel Sukoon FM English. If you enjoy the story, please like, share, and comment. Now let's start the story. At that moment, Summer smiled and mocked him. Play tricks with me. He stomped his right foot on the ground, leaving a mark on the cement. Obviously, the force was very powerful. His whole body instantly twisted into a S shaped like a flexible python, and he dodged all three of the bullets. The three bullets ripped through the hard wall, leaving three black little holes in the wall. Summer put his hand behind his back and said arrogantly, Poisonous spider, you wasted your 10 blades but could not do anything to me. Now that I know you are here, why hide? Come in front and attack from the front, not hiding like this. He knew that Poisonous Spider sniper gun had very few bullets. It only carried 10 bullets for one shot. He used 6 outside and for now, he had run out of bullets. When Summer voice stopped, a slender girl dressed in black came in from outside. She clapped her hands and she walked, with a large sniper rifle on her back. She praised Summer. Shadow King is really commendable. You know, I don't have any blades. The slender girl was tall and stared at Summer with her cold eyes. She looked like a poisonous snake, extremely cold and insidious. Summer also asked her straight to the point. Why don't Tiger King come himself? The girl laughed and said, Oh, I alone am enough to deal with you. Summer then said jokingly, Well, you have this misunderstanding. Do you know that all those who have spoken to me like this have gone to hell now? This girl laughed venomously. Shadow King, if it is were any other day, I definitely would can't fight you. But now that you have been shot, I know that seductive has started working and you will pass out soon. Poison Spider smiled proudly, her eyes filled with coldness. Her pills contained a lot of sedative. Once shot, anyone would pass out 10 seconds and lose their fighting power. Shadow King was indeed the king of the Shadow group, the most powerful one. It had been 3 minutes since he was shot, and he still didn't pass out. However, Poisonous Spider believed that Summer King must have lost his power, and it was his dead end. He was simply struggling to hold on. It was because of her confidence in her pills that Poisonous Spider came out. Otherwise, she would not have dared to face the Shadow King at all. Let Anol threaten to defeat him. Summer smiled and said, Since you think I have lost my fighting ability, why are you not taking further action? As he said this, she smiled coldly, her eyes shining, just like a hunter's eyes shining on his prey. In fact, now his head was spinning and he was slowly losing his strength. He knew that this was the effect of the anesthesia pill. Although he had taken out of anesthesia pill, the anesthesia had already entered his body. The poisonous spider shook its head and said, Oh, Why should I attack you like this? Now that I know you will faint in short while, why should I take the risk? After you faint, I will easily cut off your head. She did not want to take any risk by attacking Summer like this. The Shadow King fury meant finding only corpses for 1,000 miles. This is what the underworld said about Summer. Poisonous Spider know that even if the Shadow King was short one an anesthesia pill, the other person had such a great reputation that he could not dare to take the risk. Now that Summer saw Poisonous Spider refusing to do anything, he said with a cold smile, "If you don't make a move, I will." He looked at her with murderous eyes and he prepared to attack. The anesthetic was working in his body and it would not take long for him to faint. He had to kill Poisonous Spider before he fainted, and if he did, Poisonous Spider would kill both him and Kiara in one stroke. To survive, he had to do something quickly. He stomped his foot on the ground and immediately sprinted towards the girl standing in front of him. Within a second, he was in front of Poisonous Spider. Poisonous Spider was started and said, "So fast." She knew the Shadow King was the first, but she didn't think he was this fast. Even after the anesthetic, knowing she couldn't escape him, the Poisonous Spider clenched her right fist and attacked Summer head. She wanted to shatter the Shadow King head with one punch. Summer saw her move and said angrily, "Now you are countering death." He raised her right hand, withstand the effect of the drug, and smashed it into Poisonous Spider's arm. The Poisonous Spider immediately screamed, "Oh, my arm!" She saw that her right arm was torn apart by Summer Palm, exposing the white bones inside. The Poisonous Spider kept saying one thing to himself: "The devil! It was the devil!" She was scared, terrified. He realized that this anesthetic pill had no effect on the Shadow King. If they had, he wouldn't not have such a terrifying fighter power. This was not possible at all. Suddenly, Summer roared like a lion. "You try to take advantage of my weakness. You try to surpass me by targeting my wife. I will kill you." Summer's right hand turned into a claw and was ready to rip and throat of the poisonous spider. The poisonous spider screamed and quickly threatened. She turned and started running. She was scared of the Shadow King attacks. She was terrifying and she just wanted to run away from there to save her life. Summer's body starting trembling. Just when he was about to chase the poisonous spider, he suddenly felt dizzy. The anesthetic had gone into the brain and he started feeling sleepy. He felt as if he would faint the next moment. He just used force, which made the anesthetic start working quickly. Summer whispered, "It's good that you run away. Otherwise, no one would have saved from my hands." By the time Summer's face turned black, the poisonous spider had disappeared from her sight. Although he didn't kill the poisonous spider this time, it broke his arm. This was also a punishment for him. Just then, Kiara came out from around the corner and asked Summer, "Hey, you are okay?" And she started running toward him. Seeing the blood on Summer's shoulder, her cold face filled with worry because he moved too fast. His wounds opened up and blood started flowing again. Summer tried to speak and said, "Don't take me to the hospital. Just hurry here." Summer had not even finished speaking when he stumbling to one side and fell. Then definitely couldn't go to the hospital once they went to the hospital. She would be exposed and then the special department of the India would come there. She did not like interacting with those special departments at all. Seeing that Summer had fainted, Kiara's pretty face changed slightly, her beautiful eyes filled with worry. She used all her strength to pull Summer to the car. She was going to take him to the hospital at first, but then she remembered that before he fainted, he had said that he couldn't go to the hospital. She thought for a while and decided to trust Summer. She turned her keys, started the car, and drove towards her house. Soon after Kiara's left, a series of sirens rang out. Four police cars arrived quickly. A very beautiful female police officer dressed in uniform was the first to get out of the police car. The beautiful female police officer was none of other than Inspector Gia. She raced to the spot when she got the news. But she was still late. Whether it was poisonous spider or summer, they had both left. The scene was quickly sealed off, with all the vehicles coming in having go around them. Kiara luckily left in time. Otherwise, they would have been forced to stay here. A felt-headed police officer come up to Gia and pointed to the dead middleman and said in low voice, "Ma'am, this man doesn't look like he is from India." Gia's eyebrows frowned. She asked in surprise, "What? Isn't he from India?" A look of shock appeared on her pretty face. She didn't think the victim would be a foreigner. She initially thought that it was a simple criminal case, but now that she was this dead man, she felt scared. She immediately understood that it was not as simple as she thought. Jia raised her red lips and immediately ordered her constable, "Bring the body to the police station immediately. Keep it safe carefully and kill the forensic team to investigate who is and why he died." The constable replied, nodding. "Yes, ma'am," Jia further said. "Also collect the footage of the old CCTV cameras here and questions the people here and try to find out what happened in this area." The constable immediately nodded. "Got it, ma'am. Anything else?" Jia replied sternly. "That's it for now. Go quickly and do this work. I have to report about this to ACP sir." Jia moved her hand and left the constable go to investigate. She herself went to police station and reported to the ACP about what happened. She even felt that this dead man not a normal man. This issue was very big and they would have to pay attention it to probably. On the other hand, Summer and Kiara reached Kiara's villa number 13. Kiara dragged Summer to a room upstairs. Summer's face was still as white as paper and he was lying quietly on the bed. He was unconscious. Kiara's eyelids were trembling. Her face was full of worry. Her two snow white hands were rubbing each other. She was repeating the summer thing again and again. "What should I do now? What should I do now?" This was the first time since childhood that had faced a little threatening attack. The first time she met a person who had fainted after being shot. Even though she was the CEO of Agarwal Industry and ruled the business world, she had no idea what to do now. She could only follow her own experience. She boiled hot water in kettle, poured into a pot, and then wet a white towel with hot water and placed it on Summer's forehead. What should you do if you lose too much blood? Of course, he needs energy for recovery. Kiara was ready to cook some food for Summer so that when he woke up, he can get some energy by eating food. But she looked all our kitchen and did not find a single food item there. Her housekeeper Maya was not there. She had already eaten all the food in the house. Even if she wanted to cook something to eat, she could not make anything. Kara face showed some guilt. Honestly, a wife's job is to cook a delicious food for her husband when he is tired and working all day. But as Samar's wife after marriage, she had never done anything for him. She was feeling guilty and regretting it. She hit her own forehead and said, Kiara, oh Kiara, you are stupid. You did nothing for him as wife as he risked her life for you. For this moment, Kiara started thinking about her mistake and also felt bad for Summer. Then suddenly she remembered something. She hit her forehead and said, Oh yes, the day before yesterday, mom gave me a ginseng. On the wedding day, her mother gave her a ginseng that was more than 100 years old. Her mother said that it was for their future son-in-law. At first, she thought that she would not spoil it for Samar, but now she felt good that she could use it now. Remembering that ginseng, her body was filled with energy. She ran to her bedroom on the second floor and started looking for the box containing the ginseng in the huge pile of gifts. As soon as he received the box, he opened it and saw the snow white ginseng that was over 10 centimeters long. It lay quickly inside the box and it also had a slight fragrance. This ginseng was very clear and gave off a strange smell. Anyone could tell by looking at is it was not a common ginseng. Kara put the ginseng in pot, added water and started boiling. She had to take care of Summer. So when she started boiling the ginseng, she left it there and sat by Summer's bed. Probably because she was too scared and tired of his humble. Kiara lay down on the bedside table and then full asleep. Her bright red lips were slightly curled and her long eyelashes were slightly moving. She looked like a plastic doll sleeping. After a long time, Summer finally woke up because of the couching. He opened his eyes slightly. He was still feeling very weak after the anesthetic because he had lost blood. Hearing it scuff, Kiara's eyes also opened immediately. She rubbed her eyes and asked Summer, Hey, you woke up. Kiara rubbed her eyes and felt relieved. Summer nodded his head. He didn't know what to say. This Kiara. Everything happened so quickly. They had to get a divorce, yet they had to face that attacker on the way, and now they returned home. What a rest day it was. When Kiara saw the Summer had woke up, she said to him, I have made some ginseng pour it for you. Give me a second, I will bring it right away. Saying this, she ran to get the ginseng porridge from the kitchen. In a short while, Kiara bought this porridge and handed a bowl to Samar. The first question that came to Samar's mind as soon as he saw the porridge was, What the hell is this? Is this ginseng? He was suspicious after seeing the black ginseng in the bowl. He felt like he had lost his understanding of the world. She thought to himself, Shouldn't this ginseng be yellow or white? How can this black carbon strip be ginseng? What the hell is this? Just then Kiara showed her expression and said, Sorry, I burnt it. Kiara lowered her head in the shame and wanted to hide her face somewhere at that time. This was her first experience of cooking ginseng. For once, she had not added enough water and she fell asleep while the ginseng was boiling, so it burnt. Burnt? Summer rolled his eyes and didn't know how to respond. She said, How can you burn something too so expensive? Are you crazy? Kiara looked at Summer and asked shyly, I am crazy. What will do next summer? What will happen in tomorrow? Stay tuned with Sukoon FM English. If you enjoy the story, please like, share, and comment. And if you visit the first time, please subscribe our channel Sukoon FM English. Hello friends, how are you? We are listening to episode number 20. I am Mandeep and welcome to all on Sukoon FM English. We hope you enjoy it. If you do, please don't forget to like, share and let us know your thoughts in comment. And if you have not subscribed to channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never miss a new episode. Now let's begin the story. Kiara looked at Summer and asked shyly, I am crazy. Samar didn't know what else to say and straightway tagged her as fool now that she had said it. He repeated the same thing again and again, said, Yes, you are crazy. The word crazy was already not enough to describe her. She deserved the word illiterate starting at the ginseng that was as black as coal. Summer felt he couldn't swallow it. Divorce. He suddenly remembered that today was the day to get a divorce. He couldn't stay at her house for free anymore. Summer frowned and looked at Kiara and said, Good, I am awake now. Let's get a divorce now. Kiara didn't hear him because she was still thinking about the ginseng. So she asked in surprise, What? What did you say? Summer repeated again. I said, let's get a divorce now. Kiara was shocked to hear him and said, Divorce? She suddenly shivered and complicated expression appeared on her cold face. This man is asking for a divorce right now. She wanted that too. When they were doing the paperwork at the civil service 2 days ago, she was one who asked this man to divorce her in 4 months. She knew he had broken her heart when he kept her out of the house because he crushed her feeling when he wanted to spa. So when this man said he wanted a divorce, she immediately agreed. But why did she suddenly feel so sad when this man said this now? Kiara felt like her heart was breaking. She knew she didn't want to leave this man anymore. She got emotional that moment. This man took the bullet for her. She realized that she was one of who was upset with this marriage and she had always misunderstood her since the marriage. So why did the Samar want to divorce her? Maybe because she was so stupid. A girl who doesn't even know how to boil ginseng was as easy as boiling water. Who would want to such a stupid girl? Kara asked sadly. Are you going to divorce me because I don't even know how to boil water properly? When Samar saw that Kiara was getting sad, he asked in confusion, What? Didn't you want to divorce me? Didn't you say that it is would be better for both, for of us, get divorced earlier? Should not you be happy that we are finally going to do what you wanted? Why are you getting so sad? Kiara asked sadly. So you are not divorcing me because I want this. I am an idiot. Will you agree to whatever I want? Summer immediately said. Absolutely not. You are not stupid. Kiara smiled like a blooming flower. She bowed her head and said, Okay. Summer was shocked to see her smiling like that. He realized that her wife looked even more beautiful when she smiled. If they wanted to get a divorce, there were two conditions. First, both parties had to agree for a divorce for both broken friendship. Second, if both parties were living separately for more than 2 years, one party could file an application for divorce in the court. Also, they had to bring their marriage certificate, residence proof, and ID proof for the paperwork. Kiara had made up her mind. She would not divorce this man and would not separate from him. She planned to hide her marriage certificate and say that she had lost it somewhere so that they could not get a divorce. She told Summer, You are very injured right now. Eat the ginseng first. We will talk about divorce when you get better. Kiara raised her lips and handed the ginseng to Summer again. Kiara suddenly became like a housewife, and now she had made her decision. Even though the ginseng was burnt, Summer still had to finish because it was the first time Kiara cooked for a boy. Summer did not dare to say anything. He just started at Kiara's sad face. He couldn't believe that this girl would actually blame herself so quickly. Summer held his stomach and ate the burnt ginseng for his wound, shocked by the terrible change. His whole mouth tasted bitter. He groaned and said, This ginseng was disgusting. Summer swore to God that this ginseng was the worst thing he had ever tasted in life. This girl was very fantastic chef. However, the ginseng seemed to work even though it tasted terrible. Summer felt a warm feeling in his body immediately after finishing the ginseng. The pain in his wound reduced, the color of the face changed. He was no longer feeling dizzy. He couldn't even stand up now. Undoubtedly, he could get all his energy back in a day with this recovery speed. Just then, both of them were disturbed by a loud sound. They saw Kiara's mobile ringing. Someone was calling Kiara. When she picked up phone, she found out that it was Ira calling. As soon as she picked up alone phone, she asked Ira, "Hello, Director Ira, what happened?" Ira told from the other side, "Boss, Mehra Corporations has come and they want to do a deal of 250 crore with us." Kiara immediately reacted to her and said, "So what is the problem in this? You deal with them." Then Ira told the real problem and said, "But boss, they said that they have to deal with you. Otherwise, they will go to some other company." Hearing him, Kiara said a cold voice, "Okay, I'm coming," and hang up. Kiara then looked at Summer and said, with guilt in her eyes, "You just rest here at home. Director Ida has called me and I have go to the company now," and immediately left the house. Honestly, she was planning to take care of Summer at home, but she had no choice as she had to leave for this big case. Summer was shocked to see Kiara's leaving. He said to himself, "Did she just tell me where she is going?" Earlier, Kiara would always ignore him and never tell him where she is going, even if she is going to the company. This was the first time she told him where she is going. It was a miracle. After Kiara's left, Summer's face turned dark. His whole body was exuding a cold, deadly air. He clenched his fist and said, "Tiger King, poisonous spider. Just you guys wait." Tiger King was the biggest enemy, but this was a rivalry between the two of them. Still, Tiger King dared to involve Kiara in this. He wanted to kill Kiara. Tiger King had crossed the limit time, which made Summer angry. There is an old saying, if a man's wife and children are in trouble, he will do anything. He had not yet divorced Kiara. So legally, Kiara was still his wife. Tiger King tried to kill Kiara. This was his biggest mistake. He turned on his computer, entered the password, and opened a secret chat room. There was no one online in the chat room right now. Then a huge shadow appeared. Behind the shadow was a blonde, beautiful woman, Alice. Alice had very fair skin. Her red lips were vibrant, and she said with a charming look, "Shadow King, you are missing me?" If it was a normal call, he would have definitely teased Alice a bit, but today he was not in the mood. So she got straight to the point and said, "Alice, Tiger King has come to India. Did you know?" Alice blinked her eyes and said, "Not at all. I even found out that he was in Thailand till yesterday. Samar asked in surprise. Are you sure he is in Thailand? Alice told. Yes, I am sure. If you don't believe me, you can see these pictures. After saying this, Alice sent a picture of Tiger King in Thailand. The Tiger King was European. He was over 6 tall and had fair skinned blonde curly hair. His nose was high and his lips were curved upwards. After seeing the picture, he was convinced that it was the Tiger King. Since the Tiger King was in Thailand, who come in India to kill him, he had a feeling that beside the poisonous spider, the one who tried to kill him at that time was definitely someone else. If it was the Tiger King, there might be a problem. Could it be someone else who wanted to take his life? There were 7 kings on the earth. They were the Shadow Group King, Tiger Group King, Dragon Group King, Panther Group King, Red Group King. Samar was the Shadow Group King and ranked first among all the kings. There were many peoples who wanted to pull him down from the throne of the empire. The other 6 kings all had a strong motive to kill him. Summer told Alice the whole story. Alice, I have been attacked today. I thought it was a Tiger King, but now seeing these pictures, it seems that someone else is behind it. Alice asked in Summer, what, Your Majesty? Has someone attacked you? Summer nodded. Sure, Alice, do one thing. Try to find out which of the 7 kings is in India right now. Alice immediately agreed. Yes, Your Majesty is Shadow King. I will see right now. You just wait a bit. Her face changed slightly. She turned her face to other side and started to search the whole country through the GPS system. About 10 minutes later, Alice finished gathering information about the 7 kings. Her charming face turned pale. She looked at Summer and said, Your Majesty Shadow King, according to our intelligence, the Panther King from the Panther continent and the Red King from the Red continent, both in India. Not only that, the Tiger King also disappeared from Thailand. It is likely that he has also gone to India. Alice's voice was trembling. It seems as if she was scared. Now that 3 of the 7 kings have gone to India, people are scared even thinking about it. After listening to Alice, Samar smiled coldly. His eyes were filled with anger. He said angrily, it seems that all these people want to kill me and take me number one throne. He was the number one king. He thought that could live a peaceful life since he returned to India. He clearly thought too much, and now all the other kings had come to take his life. The Shadow King was already furious. If they dare to kill me, they should be ready to go to hell. Alice's charming face showed a look of worry. She asked, Your Majesty Shadow King, those 3 kings have reached India. You are in grave danger. Please let the Shadow Group come to India and support you. Samar immediately refused. No, that's not right. You guys stay in the Shadow Group. I have mission for you guys. Alice said worriedly. But King, there is no mission more important to us than your safety. Samar immediately said. Alice, the 3 kings come to India, so their old nests are definitely empty. I ordered you guys to go and destroy the nest of the Tiger King, Panther King, and Red King. Alice's eyes lit up after hearing him. She heard with determination. Yes, Your Majesty Shadow King. We will definitely complete the mission. She knew what the Shadow King meant. He was asking to destroy the backup base of the 3 kings. And then Alice and the Shadow King discussed some details of the mission and they closed the chat room and now he was ready to destroy the base of the 3 kings. Of course, the first old nest of the destroy was the Tiger King. He was the Shadow King's greatest enemy. Summer looked out at the sky, cold light shining from his eyes. He muttered, Tiger King, Panther King, Rat King. I will wait for you guys in India. Only his death would come the Shadow King's anger. A day passed quickly and Summer's injuries were completely healed. Even the bullet wounds had just left a scar. This shocked Kiara a lot. The next day, the sun had risen. The sunlight was shining on the ground and leaving a colorful light behind. The weather was very nice today. Summer got up from the bed very early. After bathing, he sat in the living room and the first floor, waiting for Kiara's to come. Kiara's face was cold. Her nose was a little high, and she was wearing a black formal suit today, in which her fingers was coming out even more. She was wearing black high heels, and above the heels were her long but straight legs. Her face was diamond shaped, sparkling like crystal, and soft and smooth like a piece of sphere. Her figure was beautiful, which was S shaped. Her legs were the color of the snow. They were slender and long. Kiara's charming face turned red. She felt very uncomfortable being looked at by Summer. She felt as if Summer was not looking at her but touching her. She knew that her fingers was very great. If you recruited all the prevented people who stayed at every day, you could from a battalion. However, there was no one who was like Summer, who would not stop staring at her. This made her feel very strange. Kiara's red lips raised a little and she stared at Summer lightly and said, Are your injuries healed? Summer also replied with a smile. Yes, I am absolutely fine. Kiara stared at him a little and said, When you are healed, why don't you go to work? Why are you sitting here? Samar was shocked to hear her. He looked at her in surprise. He frowned and asked, We don't talk yesterday. We will complete the work that was left incomplete yesterday today. Didn't we decide that we will take a divorce today? Even though Kiara was very beautiful, they could not sleep together. They did not have a good relationship. So it was right to them to take a divorce. But since yesterday, he noticed that Kiara was a big strange. It seems that she deliberately did not want to take a divorce. Early, she was completely ready for this divorce, but now she got nervous just hearing about it. Then Kiara said in a surprised voice, Divorce? I said it yesterday. Summer said with full determination. Of course you did. Kiara hid her expression and said, Sorry, I forgot. Summer rolled his eyes. He was so surprised that he blurted out, What forget? How can anyone forget something as big as divorce? This is a big stupidity. What was happen in the next? Can Kiara divorce Summer or not? Let's see. Stay tuned with Sukoon FM English. If you enjoy the story, please like, share, and comment also.